Hi, Angie. Welcoming you to the experience sharing series of Relationship with Self, which is the group program that I conducted very recently, and you were a part of it. So, thank you so much for trusting this space, first of all. And why don't you start by telling us who you are and about your life a little bit?
I'm Angie Aguilar. I live in Washington, and I'm a full-time student, but also a full-time employee. So my schedule is pretty hectic. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, I should be a graduate here soon. So
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, why don't you tell us what motivated you to work on your inner self so consistently? And I would like to, share this with our audience that you started working on one-on-one sessions with me, which was about an year ago. And during that time, we worked for 4 to 5 sessions. That's all, right? And it kind of brought some shifts in your life, and I remember you sharing them with me. However, you could not continue at that time. And then I saw you again in my group program, which is Relationship with Self. And there were shifts that happened there. And immediately after that, you also joined for my 6 month program called Chitta, which is again a one-on-one based program. And you were kind of motivated to give yourself that kind of time and that kind of inner journey, which is a 6 month long period. And we are working together. It's almost been 1.5 months now, and we are continuing this journey. So I'm just intrigued, and I want you to just share with us what motivated you the most to work on your inner self so much, and how did it help you to make such a choice, such even though you have such a hectic life. And
yeah,
what was your motivation? And just share your first thoughts, whatever comes to you.
yeah. So like when we first started our sessions, the one-on-ones, I felt like I was at a really, really low point. Just in life, I didn't want to basically I was having like suicidal thoughts, and that was something that just snapped, and I'm like, okay, like I need to get help, I need to do something about it.
Yeah, yeah,
And then things changed, like things really changed in my life, um, for the better. And there's challenges, but that's just life. And yeah, and working on myself was just, it was amazing, um, because I'm still learning about myself, and I'm still making changes as I go. And it's something that I probably won't stop doing, is working on myself. Now that I've tried it, it's like, you can always get better, like work on yourself,
yeah.
and it'll just lead you to a better place, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like you've tasted it, you've experienced it for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you've seen the changes, and now that's the biggest motivation, and that is like, how will you step back from it, right? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And how was it for you to work, like you've worked in both the formats, right? One on one, and then this group program, which we did. Okay. How was the group program beneficial for you? How did that help you, working with other participants, knowing their stories and sharing between them, working with them? How was it different? How did it enhance your journey? How did it help you versus one on one? Would you like to share something about that?
Yeah, so the group one versus the one-on-one, I want to say the group, it kind of opened my eyes to like, okay, I'm not the only person that's going through like similar struggles, because we
Yeah,
all did point out what we wanted to better in our lives. So that was just kind of like, wow, okay. And I don't know, it just kind of feels like, okay, there's other people that are trying to work on themselves, and that's really cool.
yeah. It's not just me, and it kind of expands us much more than we realize, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Amazing. Okay. So tell me, how has working on your own beliefs and working on your own self working on your own feelings and your own desires and knowing them, and then, taking slow baby steps towards them. How has all of this helped you changing in your relationship with your own self and others? Okay. Tell me one thing, one biggest change that you see in yourself when it comes to your attitude towards your own self, and how has it helped in your relationship with others as well? What does this remind you of?
So I'm just gonna say, like I said, when I first started, I was at a really low point, and now I can see myself and just be like happy about myself and just grateful for everything. And I think like when I'm around others, it kind of just radiates. Like my sisters mentioned it, and I just try to be as positive as I can when I'm around
Wow.
others.
Wow. That's a huge shift. I would say that's a huge shift. Like, congratulations,
So yeah,
because
yeah,
that just tells me about your own commitment towards yourself and how honestly you have been working on yourself. And that is why this is the kind of shift you have experienced. And it actually gives, all of us an opportunity to realize that if we start taking steps towards ourselves, the kind of change we can experience is possibly phenomenal,
yeah.
only if we keep believing and if we keep moving in that direction, right? So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Okay. And coming back to specifically the group program, okay, which was relationship
Mhm.
with self, how did it specifically contribute to your life? I remember you worked on your financials and career, and that was the
Mhm.
topic you selected during the program, right? So,
Yeah.
how was your experience around that whole experience, that topic that you chose, and how did it end for you? What was the biggest contribution that you felt you had from that whole program? What do you think about it? What was the contribution?
So, it was like a hot topic in our group, I want to say.
It
But
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I really like how I can relate to others in the group. But I don't know, like I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
No, no, that's fine.
I
Actually,
forgot
what
the yeah.
I so clearly remember, Angie, that when you started off, we were working on this, desires, and where would you like to see yourself financially, and where do you see yourself now? And we were working
Oh,
on the
okay.
blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I lost the question a little bit somewhere around there.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
so yeah, I think the way so I was just so stressed over my finances, like completely stressed. I wouldn't stop thinking about it. Like I think about it every single day.
Okay.
And now I guess that was just like closing me off, and that's something that I learned. And that was great, and just kind of like be open to receiving. And I think that's something that's stuck with me, and like I'll think about it. Yeah, and right now I'm just not stressing out as much. And money does come, you know.
Yeah. And you also, I think you also got an opportunity like for a different job, right? After that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has it started or it's going to start for you?
So I did get another job, but that one's just like on call, and it's nice. It really helped me out a lot throughout the summer.
Okay.
And then right now it's just my internship that I'm doing.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So it's something that was closing you off. The stress was so high, and the shift that you can experience is now it doesn't close you off. You have a different attitude. You have a different way of managing your financial reality. And as
Mhm.
you open yourself to receiving, we worked a lot on opening receiving and finding safety in receiving what I desire to receive. So when we do that, it opens many possibilities, right? And for you, it opened up like this and it's going to expand further, definitely. And with this whole journey of Chitta, it's going to just open up and open up for you. That's what I hope sincerely, right?
Thanks.
And okay, one last question, okay, for you is, why would you recommend this group program to anyone else who is struggling and who is indecisive, who's unable to decide whether I should go for it? Why would you recommend this to anyone? What's your take?
Like from my take and my personal experience, it's like you're gonna see things very different, and you're gonna like open your eyes to so many other things that you probably didn't even think of. I want to say like just yeah. And I mean, obviously, I was like really low, and now I try to like look at things in a very different perspective. And I think that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angie. That truly helps everybody who is trying to make a difference in their life and who's trying to make their step in this inner journey. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. It means a lot for this program, for all the viewers who are going to take this and use this as something which is going to guide them and help them in making their decisions. So thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Okay.